Welcome back. We're talking again about the 7 strengths of a super reader from this book, Every Child a Super Reader. We've done a series with belonging. We hope you and your child enjoyed that. Today we're going to talk about curiosity. Your child was able to watch a read aloud of a great story, this book, Ada Twist, Scientist, which is a great example of a book that fosters curiosity. And that is our second strength that we're going to talk about as one of the 7 strengths. You know, Albert Einstein said that curiosity is more important than knowledge. So we really want to work at fostering curiosity in our children. In fact, a study was done of students in school, and they observed kindergartners who asked 2 to 5 questions a day. But then by the time they reached up to 5th grade, the study showed that there was almost no sign of inquiry or curiosity in students. And without this type of engagement in their learning, we're depriving students of the end result, which is higher achievement. So we want to work really hard at helping our kids be curious. And you know what? Kids are curious anyway. So that's something that comes naturally to them. So a great way that you can do that at home is to use literature to foster wonderings in your child. Hopefully they're bringing home a good book every night, their library book or a book their teacher has given them to read. And this is a great way for them to be curious about things. When you read a book, it can lead to other wonderings, to wanting to know about other things. A technique that you can do is called stop and jot. As your child is reading, you might have some sticky notes available and they can stop and jot down their I wonder questions. They could write down something that they're curious to learn more about. They might be reading a book about whales and they want to learn more about a certain type of whale. And they can keep a record of that on a sticky note or in a journal. Another thing that you can do is ask your child open-ended questions when they're reading. Don't necessarily be looking for a certain right answer, but ask them just that big question, what are you thinking about when they read a text? And that works for fiction or nonfiction. Let their curiosity lead them to inquire about other things. You can also create some spaces in your home to build curiosity. One of the things that you can do is you can make a curiosity window. I think this is a really cool idea. You take some painter's tape or masking tape and literally tape a box on your window and then keep a piece of paper and a pencil nearby or a little notebook, and your child can look out the window and see what they see in that square, and they can jot something down, something they're curious about. It really helps them to focus and tune in. Another way that you could do that is through a wonder walk, where you just literally go for a walk, but take a notebook with you and have that attitude of curiosity. As you're walking along, does your child notice something that they wonder about, and they can jot that down? Another thing that you can do in your home is have a wall of wonderings. It can just be a space, even on the refrigerator. I know in my home, that's where a lot of things are put. My students, my child's work, pictures, and it's also a great place to have a wondering spot where they can, again, jot down on a Post-it note something they're curious about. And then you can take steps to help them research it or find more information about what they're curious about. Finally, you could visit a famous historical site or maybe even a museum. Sweetwater has a wonderful museum right here in our own community with lots of inventions and things from history that would really spark curiosity, I think, in your child. And finally, you can just model being a curious learner yourself. Put your own wonderings on the wondering wall in your home. Ask your own questions. Let your child see you going to the public library or doing a Google search on something that you want to know more about. Fostering curiosity in your child will help strengthen them as a reader and will help them to grow in their achievement and in their abilities at school and beyond. So we hope they enjoyed Ada Twist Scientist. Rosie Revere Engineer is another great book in this series to spark curiosity. And we hope that this will help you and your child to explore a world of learning.